I just clicked go live now, unscheduled. We're live.
Oh, we're live.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Thursday. Are we really?
He's a really good
don't
new
stop it.
producer to have.
I'm not going to stop it.
No.
Keep
I'm
this
just
guy.
going to go
Don't
edit
stop,
it while-
won't stop.
I'm going to edit it while you guys talk about what's happening.
What is it? Oh, you mean you're gonna give us a?
Like I'm going to edit the stream that we're in the middle of right now.
All right. Okay.
We are on the internet.
All right. Well, hey, I'm here with Dr. Rob McNamara. I just interviewed you about phenomenology and Edith Stein and Husserl, whose name I'm probably mispronouncing.
I don't know how to pronounce it either.
You should. You're a phenomenologist.
Husserl, I don't know.
Phenomenologist.
Yeah,
it's a fun
it was
word
an
to say.
enjoyable interview.
So it was good. So I have been working my tail off, as Thursday has. By the way, Thursday is the new Neil.
I feel like we've said that 20 times now, and
You-
we're going to have to say it another
I
20.
thought his
why I'm
name was
saying it.
Nick.
It's still not Nick.
And yeah, so just for those who aren't aware, Neil left me for a woman. Thursday loves it
Good
when
choice.
I phrase it like that. I've been saying that accidentally. I've been trying to be funny, but I didn't realize how it sounded until he's like, dude, you have to stop saying that.
And when Thursday finds his lady, hopefully he'll stay on.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah, she's going to move to Steubenville. We were saying that
being in Steubenville is a non-negotiable.
we
so-
we are thinking of starting a secret website for people who want to date Thursday, and there'd be like some secret portal on pintswithaquinas.com.
And
Like
they just know his voice. Is that it? And his
There
intervention.
Yeah, they
is
just
a
know his- and
stylized
his-
photo of me in some of the videos and in
his
an occasional
brilliant
thumbnail.
insights. His
Oh,
brilliant insights. And so
yeah.
maybe they would like have to click the right eyeball of Aquinas on pintswithaquinas.com, and then it takes you to this page where it's just him, and you can put in your.
I have medium long blonde hair, green eyes,
I like
Currently in a
walks,
man bun?
walks on the beach.
currently in a man bun. Yep.
My wife isn't happy about that, and she had no problem telling you that,
Yeah,
which
she
I
did.
thought was a bit rude.
Well, so here, have I told you why I refuse to cut it at this point? So I've been growing this hair for 2 years. And so like every time I consider cutting it at this point, it becomes an issue in my mind where it's like, but if I don't like
2
it, I
years.
have to wait another 2 years.
Well, how
for it to
about
get
this?
back to
If
this,
you meet
like-
the right woman, you'll cut it off if she requires it.
Yeah.
You don't want to put that out there.
No, because
Off
I
the
don't want people to know that I'm willing to do it.
People ask me why I shaved my beard, and my final answer that I've come up with is due to all of my wife's health issues. Any obstacle toward marital intimacy coming from my end needs to be shot in the head. And that beard was an obstacle. She never told me to shave it, but whenever I'd kiss her, she would go, no, it's fine, darling, it's fine. Like, no, we're getting rid
It's
of this.
like when you're growing a beard, it's so itchy. It
Yeah.
must be horrible to kiss a beard.
Yeah, I would think so.
Although
Women are
the fathers
weird, man.
of the faith would say a lot about that. You've probably come across those quotations
Yeah,
online.
Augustine said something like
My end needs to be
Whoa! Augustine said something like the beard is the sign of manliness.
Yeah. A lot of the fathers are
Something
very
like that.
strong about it.
Yeah, good on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
A lot of them were celibate.
You'd be effeminate if you were to cut it and
Yeah.
treat it too finely.
I heard somebody say this about beards, and we're going to get to the point of this episode as soon as Thursday gets up an appropriate thumbnail, because the one that's up now is garbage.
That is your
Hot,
default
steaming
thumbnail, sir.
garbage. Oh yeah, someone had a thought on beards, and I don't want to press this too strong, but he said there's two ways for a man to grow or not grow facial hair.
Yeah.
One is clean shaven. The other is let it grow big and bushy. Because he
but
said,
not the preened.
yeah, if
like,
you
delicate
start
looking-
tinkering,
Yeah.
it's vanity,
Okay.
which is not masculine.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, I think the only exception to that is probably the mustache.
yeah.
But as soon as you start like, oh, tinkering, looking in the mirror a bunch, that's not masculine.
Yeah, I think any tinkering that's too much with your appearance, I think, becomes problematic.
Yeah.
But like having a basic respect for it and culture
other
and a
people,
kind of
yep.
appropriate appearance, I think is wholly good
Yeah.
for other people, yeah, as well as yourself.
So the reason we're doing this live stream is I have an announcement to make. I am taking just over a month off from Pints with Aquinas, and I'm going to Central America with my wife and children. And the primary reason we're doing this is that my wife has a lot of health issues, and the winter is not good for her. She ends up basically a lot of the day sitting on a couch because her bones hurt so much, her joints hurt so much, her blood pressure is, her POTS and stuff play up. And last year we went to Florida for a weekend, and it was like if you had told me it was a miracle, I would have believed it. She was just her old self. She was terrific.
Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing
Now,
episode.
what people say to that is, well, why don't you move to Florida, you monster? We're aware of that objection. It's just that my wife and I love here so much.
And for 6 months
neither
of the year,
us-
it is quite sunny.
Yeah, it's gorgeous here.
Yeah.
Spring, summer's beautiful. So we actually don't want to move and don't plan on moving, but we are thinking that we're going to have to relocate at least for a month or two in the winter. So anyway, the reason to say that is just that I've been working my tail off along with Thursday to pre-record a bunch of episodes so that when we're gone, you won't realize we're gone, except there won't be live streams.
There'll be premieres,
Yeah.
and I will still be in the chat, so it'll still
yeah.
be kind of like normal.
Ah,
And
What a-
just like you guys online, we will miss you in the neighborhood
thank you.
and your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and I'm not going to take August off of the internet this year.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah, because if we don't, everyone is going to feel it is their moral obligation to inform me of that in all of the live streams that I produce in Thursday. No, your Thursday, in August. Whether it be a Thursday or not. So for the last 3 years, I've taken August off of the internet entirely, but it just didn't feel right to do that this year, given the fact that I'm about to leave for a month and a half.
Yeah. Will you take an internet break while you're away?
Yes, I will somewhat. So I have I have this channel, Pints with Aquinas, and we've recorded like 5 or 6 big, awesome episodes. We're going to be having 2 clips coming out every day, 3 shorts coming out every week. Like, there's going to be more content than you want. That's the goal. And then I have another channel called Victory for people who are trying to overcome pornography, and I've done a ton of episodes for that. So all that stuff's going to be banging on all cylinders, so I'm going to have no work. I won't be using my phone, so that'll be a nice break.
Yeah.
I am still going to use the internet to respond to, to talk to my local supporters.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, but it'll be very sparing.
Yeah.
It'll be hardly anything. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed to be able to do that. Like, I'm aware of that. Like, I'm so grateful. But hey, I got a question for you, Rob.
Fire.
I'm going to be reading The Lord of the Rings to Peter.
Okay.
I've already finished, well, we're about 1 chapter or 2 away from the end of the Fellowship of the Ring, so we're going to bring that and the 2 Towers. But I'm trying to decide between 2 books that I want to read, and I'd like your input.
Okay.
One is The Brothers Karamazov, which I've read, I think, at least twice,
Okay.
and I love it.
Yeah.
Or I want to read The Idiot by Dostoevsky.
Yeah.
And I've read almost half of that book, but put it down.
Yeah, I'm afraid to say I've put down The Idiot as well a couple of times. Brothers Karamazov, love it. But
Yeah.
The Idiot, I wasn't able to.
Why? Why not?
I think I couldn't get behind the story, even though the characterization in it is as wonderful as the Brothers Karamazov. Like, his character writing is just fantastic. But I just couldn't find myself in the story or get myself into it
Yeah.
in enough of a way to continue, because it's quite a thick book as well.
Yeah, and that's my fear. My fear is that if I take The Idiot, I'll be like 5, 10, 20 chapters in again and be like,
Now, at the same time, I know people who that's their favorite book and they just love it
So
beyond
I'm thinking
end.
I'm going to take this again.
Have you read? Because I have to ask.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to ask? Have you read?
Oh, you're going to ask if I've read A Canticle for Leibowitz.
No,
No, you're not.
I was going to ask about A Man Who Was Thursday.
Ah, no, I haven't read that. I've read very little of Chesterton.
I feel like you should. It's short. You could get through A Man Who Was.
Do you have the book at home? Could you lend it to me?
It's in one of those boxes in your basement.
Can you just find it?
I'll find
No,
it.
please don't. It's probably going to be way too difficult. Tell you what, if it's easy and you don't mind lending it, I will read it.
Yeah. Just you have to be careful with it. It's a 1962
I am
copy.
definitely not taking that. No, I am not dealing with that kind of pressure. But
You mentioned Lewis's fantasy there earlier as well.
I mean, you could. Have you read Till We Have Faces? That's another good one.
I don't like Lewis's fiction.
I'm too stupid to read nonfiction.
No, you're not.
No,
not
I
at all.
very
You're
much
actually
am.
very bright.
Try as well his Space Trilogy.
I don't like it.
We've had this. Matt and I have had this
Yeah.
conversation before, Rob.
Don't like
and
it.
it's one of the it breaks my heart when he says that.
Yeah. I've been renovating the house recently and I was listening to the Space Trilogy again. It's available on Audible. And
Is it done well?
it is, yeah, I think it like an old English guy from many years ago. The sound quality is good. He reads it well. So I'd thoroughly recommend that. That Hideous Strength is probably one of my favorite books.
People say that Hideous Strength is his weakest work of fiction. As somebody who has now listened to all of his works of fiction, I think it's top 2 or 3, to be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a beautiful take. I think you also have to be willing to appreciate, you have to be willing to make a distinction in your mind between appreciating the pagan roots of European spirituality and like engaging in paganism.
Yeah.
And I think Lewis walks that line so perfectly in that book.
Yeah.
Do you
With
understand
the
what I'm saying?
appearance of
With the appearance of
Merlin and
Merlin
yeah.
and the earth gods, and then at
Yeah.
the end Venus and Mars.
And then speaks about how reality is sharpening through time and these things
Yes.
are becoming more and more distinct through
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
See, I think it's this is what it's like. It'd be like if you knew someone really, really well, and then you listen to an audiobook of them reading it. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I can't get into it because I know this person.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I've read so much of Lewis's nonfiction
Yeah.
that when I hear him trying to write fiction, I just hear him trying to teach me. I'm afraid of an allegory about to
Yeah.
bear itself, and I just don't like it.
There is a
I'm
sense of,
fine to say that's my fault.
okay.
If I'm going to blame me or Lewis, I'm going to blame me. It's kind of like when people are like, I don't like Aquinas. I'm like, it's your fault. That's okay. And I'm being funny, but maybe that's why.
You
So
dingus.
whatever. I'm not going to read Lewis. I'm going to take this. You've convinced me. I'm going to take the Brothers Karamazov and read it again. What a fabulous book.
Yeah.
I want to encourage people to read it. I think a lot of people think they're stupider than they are.
Yeah. And I think they're put aside by the fact that it's so lengthy.
Yeah.
But there's so many threads to the story.
Well, this was written for a newspaper. Do you know that?
Okay.
And it was
Piece by
released in
piece.
serial form.
Yeah.
And so the chapters are quite short,
Yeah.
very short. Every one of the chapters is short.
We should bring back the serialized novel, by the way.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to do that.
All right, I'll
The
do it.
Jill. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, man, you
the
need
Jill.
to find somebody to write a
That's
serialized
a
novel
great
for the
idea.
Jill.
All right, I'll see.
What's the Jill?
It's a newspaper that
Okay.
you get if you become an annual supporter over on mattfrad.locals.com.
Or move to Steubenville and there are copies laying around
Yeah,
in
or that one.
every building.
Yeah. Is that true?
I
There's some
see,
at New Polity?
there's one at New Polity.
Yes.
There is like 30 in Chesterton's.
Chesterton.
And the thing is, because there's so many, I just see them in other places.
Yeah.
Like somebody was reading one in
I need to call
what's
my
the
wife.
Euro place?
Oh, Yorgos?
Yorgos. Somebody was reading
Yeah.
one in Yorgos the other day and then just didn't pick it up when they left. And so now there was one sitting. Yeah. Move to
So you've
Steubenville
got a
and
lot
they'll
of
be
locals
sitting
who
over.
are locals, so to speak.
A lot of locals were locals. That's possible, yeah. All right, so if anyone has any questions, let's do that because I need to wrap up and get home to my bridey bride. But I'm excited. I've said this before. I think YouTube needs to make it as quote unquote addictive to the producer as they do to those who watch it.
They very much do.
And when you do start putting out content, it's addictive because the analytics is so fascinating. You get to see how many people are watching, what bits do they like the most, where are they watching from, are they a returning? What do
And
they
do they
think
break it
about
down
it?
and present it for you in
It's
a way that's
unreal.
really...
It's unreal.
Okay.
It's so exciting. So
somebody asked who the guest was, and somebody answered, "Quote, that's Conan O'Brien."
Conan O'Brien.
I do have a little red in my beard when it grows out, but I don't... Yeah, I think
No,
my hair...
no. This is Dr. Rob McNamara, who is a professor at the University or Franciscan University of Steubenville.
Yeah.
I know the name of the university. And is also my next door neighbor. So we're just hanging out. We just recorded a big episode on phenomenology and Eva Stein and Carol Wojtyła, which will be released while I'm away in Central America. But that's the primary reason for this show. I just want to let people know that I'm heading out and that's why we won't be doing live streams for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to
There
hang
are
around.
200 people watching this.
You've got a lot of listeners.
Yeah.
That's probably small, though.
Well, it depends. Have you got up a good thumbnail yet?
Yeah, I put up a thumbnail, Matt.
Well,
it's
that's
your
why.
face over a map of Central America.
Is it really?
Just nowhere specific.
That's fantastic. All right. Anything else, or should we just go? We can talk about what people want to talk about.
There's not a lot of people in the chat asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a great photo. Look at that. I'm leaving for Central America. Sweet.
yeah. So don't come to Steubenville for the next 6 weeks and expect to meet Matt. Also, and no, we shouldn't say that.
We can say it.
Don't come to Matt's house. That's weird.
it may be the case that people have showed up at my front door to say hi. And I don't be a jerk, but it's a bit weird sometimes. And I feel like I'm not allowed to say that, because if I say that, people go, "Oh, you're all high and mighty." I'm like,
No, it's weird when people show up to your house, Matt.
yeah, who you don't know, who haven't reached out to you.
At least email first.
I've said it like 3 times since I've started producing, which is hilarious because we've only made like a half a dozen videos.
So you're like his bodyguard too.
But Matt is not your friend.
That's not, yeah,
Though
it's
he is
true.
friendly.
He's friendly,
Depends with the
but
day.
he's not your friend.
But Thursday will be, and he lives at 36 Hillsdale. I don't know. He doesn't really live there. Well, look, this has been a pleasure, fellas. I think we've said what we've come to say.
Thanks for having me on, and nice to meet you Thursday.
Nice to meet you too, Rom.
It's time to leave.
We're going to be neighbors for a couple weeks.
Great.
Cool.
All right, bless you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.